I am so damn tired of the MAGA tough guy crap like Pete Hegseth and Trumple Thin Skin and lecturing colonels and generals and people who have dedicated their entire lives to the true meaning of for the sacrificing for country. We're talking a Fox News entertainment TV tough guy that has his own makeup room in his freaking office is lecturing all of these officials that he called to Quantico a week in advance in public, saying all the biggest military is going to be here with Cheeto if he's asked to be, which for the Trump show, it has to be written. He has to be on everything that has plays or news clips to it. And if he's not there, he has to be complimented at least X amount of times in every freaking speech. You've heard this bullshit before. This dude is telling these people, these military personnel, these highest of the high, that if they have a beard, if they're beardos, they can leave. They need to find a new profession because that's not professional enough to represent this country. He's telling them that if they, dudes in dresses or blah, blah, blah. Then in the same speech, he's talking about how there will be a 10 disciplines, but the most important that I saw is no fatties. There's not going to be any fatties in the military, so it automatically sounds like it's an across the board and it applies to everybody. So he's insisting on physical tests to make sure they're physically fit enough to be in this warrior ethos that he's trying to put out there. It's no longer the Department of Defense, it's the Department of War, which should send a pretty clear message of that name change, what the intentions are. Because the United States and the military used to defend the rest of the world. Department of Defense, caring about others, protecting anyway. So he's fresh out of his makeup chair and every single hair and shellacked in place, is lecturing these lifelong military experts on how they should walk, talk, shoot, shit, jump, all of that. As he takes a break and gets his makeup redone. Or there's Dan Bongino, who has 20 full-time Secret Service, even while he's sleeping 24 hours a day protection. That big musclehead guy. The facade of macho in MAGA is really pathetic. Because if it didn't have a pew-pew, then it's not tough. If you're not being an asshole, then you're not a real man. And if you, God forbid, show empathy for or care about anyone else, you're wasting not only everyone else's rightfully stolen money, but you're wasting your time and you're weak. The rising tide lifts all boats. A great American once said that. His nephew is the same idiot that's on the microphone talking about how anyway. So all of these military experts that were embedded in very, very important exercises and defending, the entire world, were pulled from their duties with no notice to get lectured by a TV show host with a makeup room. Now, if you thought the March parade on Trumple Thinskin's birthday that happened to move the Veterans Memorial every year there dedication to the memorial, moved it to a different city so Trump could do this military parade. There was a bit of a protest in the military there. They would not be allowed to march that sloppily and that out of time. What do you think's going to happen after these generals and colonels are lectured about toughness and military readiness by a guy who was actually disciplined for assaulting, allegedly? Well, if it erases the records, then it never happened, right? Kind of like impeachments in the Smithsonian Institute. Wake up, people. Enough is enough. For fuck's sake.